Hello students, AI and design. The topic today is AI platforms. Okay, so far we have walked through some kind of fundamental and background theories related to the both AI and design, as the class title literally means, right? So we reviewed some general aspects of AI and some theoretical backgrounds in design part. So now we're gonna shift our perspective to something new, right? Before getting started with the AI platforms, we need to tackle some general things about computing platforms, or what kind of available things are there and its meaning. Before handling the technical issues, we are going to handle some kind of some bigger, broader meanings about platform and the tool we can use for in our class. Okay, as you know, we are in the here AI platforms now. Now you know how the class goes, right? Your due date end of this weekend for series of questions, and luckily I didn't give you some kind of daily base exercises. Instead, you have to resolve another AI exercise from the last week. Last week lab exercise was something easy to do thing, but in this week, tomorrow, you are going to be asked to use Google's Colab. It's a Python programming coding tool, web-based cloud tool, and one of the AI library resources named TensorFlow, so that you can train your own images, something like that. So don't be afraid. It's easy to follow thanks to given lab exercise videos, okay? So simply, in a nutshell, until today, just enjoy some kind of background theories and some kind of fundamentals. The reason for this class is two things. Theory part, not only just theoretical background part, but also very pragmatic, practical use. I mean, your actual exercise, so that you can do some of your project. Okay. So we are going to move to something theory based to something practices, exercises, so that you can make your own AI and design related, your own project. Okay. At first, take a look. What is AI platform or software platform, or usually we are saying computing platform. That's kind of general term, as you find out from Wikipedia or a certain type of documentation you can find out. As you see here, computing platform or digital platform is the environment in which a piece of software is executed. Actually, nowadays, there is no difference between a software app and a certain type of computing platforms and so on. Because nowadays, any single application is running by itself. Otherwise, many combined applications on top of the network technologies and using very complicated interfaces, sensors, additional devices, very hybrid nowadays. That's sort of your default computing environment so far nowadays. So anyway, important thing is platform is a sort of your basis for developing your own computing or digital environment or applications and so on. Okay, that's one big difference. Simply say, computing platform is something bigger than certain type of computing apps, smartphone apps or computer apps, Macintosh computers apps, and so on. Okay. At the beginning of this one, I surveyed some kind of platforms available for using AI technologies. They say artificial intelligence platforms, AI platforms, but actually I think there is no big difference between general platforms as well as AI platforms. Because nowadays, for example, how about Google platform? You always use Google Gmail or Google's Drive or certain type of Google Maps, Google Earth system, and so on. They are all embedded on top of your smartphone interface and your PCs, your web browser. Even you are using Chrome, like me, right? So we are living with Google platforms. And they also embedded AI, at least so-called intelligence technologies, since 2010, or anyway, more than 10 years, okay? More than decades, they already implanted some kind of intelligent systems, so-called AI system, deep learning system, machine learning system, and so on. How about Microsoft? You know, Microsoft as originally started with a certain type of web drive, like iCloud or Google Cloud or something. But they provide machine learning as a machine learning studio. So it's totally web-based app, but anyway, it's one of the AI platform, very popular. And that's why Microsoft earned a lot of money thanks to this system. Anyway, top 15 AI platforms. Actually, this is sort of some kind of more than 1 year old version, actually. Probably, I got this one from this website, this reference. You can take a look, okay? So according to this website, we can find out some kind of open, available platforms, software environment to take advantages for using some certain type of advanced AI technologies or some advanced intelligence technologies, whatever it is. Of course, they are mostly general purposed. Take a look. This is Google's TensorFlow. This is Microsoft Azure machine learning. And here, actually, where is the... Okay, something changed their name to Dialogflow or something like that. Okay, something here maybe. So these platforms are evolving by itself day by day. Okay, nowadays something is gone, something newly created, and they changed the name. The company owned by different company, something like that. A lot of changes made in this industry, so-called AI industry. It's changed really fast. It's not daily base, probably hourly base. The Silicon Valley, San Jose, near San Francisco, is sort of some kind of the hot place for this kind of AI startups and some kind of big companies, including Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and so on. All they are competing each other. That is why this technology is advanced, developing and growing very fast. Anyway, point is, some kind of major platforms, that's exactly what we need to look at, okay? So in this class, especially this week, we are going to take a look at Google's Colab with TensorFlow for image recognition, image detection, and so on. After that, we are going to take a look at Microsoft Azure for analyzing your data. Okay, in the perspective of data science, we need to take a look at how to teach, how to train amount of number or text data so that we can reuse them for new sort of prediction or anticipating something. If we got a new input data, okay, something like that. And also Google's dialog flow, it provides us really intuitive and easy interface for making some chatbot system. Chatbot is sort of communication by oral languages with so-called intelligence AIs. Just think about Siri or some Google speakers, something like that. Okay, we can talk to them. Okay, Amazon, Alexa also take some popularity, market
As a
share.
noun, some can have a few meanings. 1. The aggregate of two
Alexa,
or more
stop.
numbers.
Okay, I have that speaker, so it's speaking something because I said Alexa. Anyway, as I mentioned, we need to take a look at those platforms, but I told you they are so-called general purpose platforms, but okay, take a look. If this is a platform, okay, AI, so-called AI platform, we need to take advantages of this platform so that we can make it AID platform. This one, AI platform, has amount of function and capability, but we don't need to take a look at the detailed aspect of those platforms. Instead, we are going to use this platform for making something enhanced design or advanced design or totally new direction to developing your own design. It doesn't matter even if you are not design manager or something, you don't have any design project, this one gonna help you, because if you need the other aspect of these functionalities, defined methods, you can use them for your own domain specific purposes, right? For example, analyzing your existing data, analyzing your numbers or some sensor data, whatever it is, you can do for your own domain specific purposes, okay? Anything else, etc. Okay, that's the point. So this is sort of taking advantages and a sort of tiny slice of that AI platform things, but you can find out how to take advantages that kind of general purpose platforms. So, for example, I told you before, introduced you before, how to distinguish the puppy's face and cat's face in terms of image recognition. How Google did it. So we're gonna reuse exactly what they implemented, and they all shared, they all sort of open projects, so we can reuse them, but slightly different purposes. So how to build our own training data, training model to distinguish not only cats, puppies, dogs, something like that, but also, how about this one? Chairs and armchairs, or chairs and tables. How about Eastern design style and Western design style in interior design or something, decoration or something? So how to teach your computers to differentiate? Okay, this is totally Eastern style of design. This one looking very Eastern, Japanese, Korean, Chinese style or something like that. How let your computers know that kind of thing, design related things? You don't need to design interior design or architectural design or furniture design or something. What you need to do is how to analyze them, how to feed your data to this platform so that this platform can can predict you something you want, something like that, okay? Of course, result not yes or no. Result going to be stochastic. I told you. right? This is the sort of common aspect between AI model and design domain thing, right? There is no 100% Eastern design style or Western design style. But majority of people think, okay, this is Eastern style, and then that's Eastern style. But what if there is only one on top of this planet? For example, if I claimed, okay, this one is Eastern, but of course it has some kind of Western style because blah blah, this reason. So what? It could be some kind of minority report or some kind of small, tiny objection or something. But anyway, it has meaning, its own meaning, and there is nothing confirmed, even if it's 100% or 0%. It doesn't matter, right? That's the point. So let me quickly preview. In this week, actually last week at the week 1, we have looked what is machine learning, what is AI, what is deep learning, or what is design, some kind of theory backgrounds, and some very easy to use web applications for design. Actually, we need to take a look at some AI criticisms and the future things and some design related theories and more applications. We need to take some kind of exercises. But this is 3 weeks, very intensive course. So you need to finish your final project. You need to plan your final project, and you need to get something useful for your future design studio or future class projects or your own individual interest projects, whatever. I hope you can take maximum advantages, whatever you get from this this class. So I changed the sequence, okay? Week 1, some kind of intro and theory and so on. And the last part supposed to be this week's part. I mean, week 2, we are going to take a look at Google's Colab platform plus TensorFlow, as well as Azure, Microsoft Azure, and Dialogflow. And week 3, we are going to take a look some additional theoretical things and case studies. So actually this part supposed to be week 2, but I told you because of this sort of very hectic time frame, I changed the sequence. That is why we are going to in this week we are going to look at this platform exercise part at first. Okay, we are going to take a look at this platform, Colab platform with TensorFlow and some more. So based upon this exercise thing, something very pragmatic, practical things, you can make your own project, final project, earlier than the last week. Okay, so intentionally I shifted the sequence of this kind of series of lectures and the exercise videos. So if you take the video lecture today's in the AID exercise, you can find out how to create your own account in Google Colab platform, and and then you can get a next exercise video to show you how to use very fundamental interface defined in Google Colab. Of course, there is something complicated one for someone, for example, Python coding, programming coding, but no worries. We are going to provide you some original code so that you can modify the code, or you can reuse exactly same code given to you, and then you can bring some functions from TensorFlow algorithm. Okay, what you need to do is, okay, what is my interest? What I'm gonna do for the final? Okay, let me collect those data and let me train this data to Google's AI engine, AI platform, and then I want to do this one. For example, predicting the predicting some certain type of people's behavior or some kind of design trend or some changes. Okay, I don't know. It's very broad and huge to think about. So later on, we are going to take a look at and that part. What's the topic for your final project? But anyway, at the end of week 2, you need to at least submit 1 page of your plan for the final project. Of course, at the end of week 3, at the end of this semester, summer semester, very intensive and short semester, you need to submit your final project result using this one or Microsoft Azure, Dialogflow, or some other options, whatever. But my recommendation is here, Google Colab platform with TensorFlow and training your own image set so that you can add some more, a tiny, even if it's tiny intelligence, you can add on top of Google's AI engine, and then you can reuse that for your own domain specific purposes, okay? But no worries in week 2. Just follow demonstration and exercise videos exactly shown on that video. And then application going to be your final subject, okay? That's how it goes. Platforms. How platforms are used in real life. Actually, I asked you to use KakaoTalk, but some of you not that happy for that. So instead, we are going to use WiSec email system. But anyway, you know, KakaoTalk changed, especially in Korea, changed a lot of our sort of some daily life shapes, features, behaviors, and some kind of communication skills and so on. So let's take a look at something like this. There is infrastructure and platform and service. In this triple set, let's take a look. What is infrastructure? What is infrastructure? Of course, high-speed internet. In the perspective of KakaoTalk, KakaoTalk is certain type of platform, okay? What service? Of course, the instance communication through the chat or sending your selfies, pictures, movies. Communication is the service, of course, but here I brought you something a little bit different type of service, but also very famous. You know what? The market in Korea for this kind of character, all these are the character, very popular characters in KakaoTalk messaging service, right? Ryan, a pitch, I forgot the name. Anyway, the market revenue around, I forgot exact numbers, but anyway, several hundreds million US dollars per year. Thousands? I'm not sure. Okay. Anyway, it's very hard to convert, especially the Korea won to US dollars or something. But anyway, really, really huge market created thanks to those popular characters. But all these characters from digital KakaoTalk in the shape of so-called emoticon, right? Anyway, as you know, Korea invest amount of money to build this kind of high-speed internet infrastructure. It's hardware, right? Since 1990s. Wi-Fi network and 2G, 3G, and nowadays 5G network. Very high speed network hardware implanted in Korea Peninsula, okay, since 1990s. So thanks to this infrastructure, there are many platforms thriving and demolishing, evolving. But KakaoTalk case shows you there could be amount of additional services we can create. Think about this one. How about Kakao Taxi? How about Kakao Driver? Kakao Delivery? There are many different so-called O2O service. KakaoTalk is online, and delivery, taxi, drivers, they are all doing something offline. So online to offline service, representatively, KakaoTalk enabled amount of additional services, and it helps a lot of people, including someone like me, and probably you too. So the point here is, we have good hardware. Of course, United States has really fast internet environment, especially your universities, right? Much faster than Korean universities because of some kind of different hardware strategies and some other purposes and so on. Even though your home network is not that fast compared to Korea, it's because it's really a huge continent, America, right? Northern America, it's really broad, so it's not that easy to embed this kind of high-speed internet infrastructure and network lines and so on. But the point is, we cannot do anything for this one infrastructure. It's totally someone else's task. And also, what we can do anything about is something about this platform thing, but we can learn platform, and platform provide us the open channel, open APIs. At least they provide us applications development environment. And then we can create our own services. Of course, most of those services are given by the platform providers or infrastructure providers and so on. But this part totally open to public. So what we need to do is learning platform, analyzing platform, take maximum advantages of these existing platforms so that we can create our own domain specific services, functions, purposes, whatever it is, you can plan, and at least we can try, okay? Whether the outcome is good or not. That's the point, okay? Infrastructure platform service, thanks to, I told you, thanks to this network service, Kakao Bank, Kakao Map, Kakao Taxi, Driver, lots of things. We have mobile platform like KakaoTalk. How about housing management platform on top of KakaoTalk, using KakaoTalk? It's something beyond messaging service for management, housing management. For example, you can send a message to your mom. Okay, I forgot off the gas. Please turn off the gas if you are at home. That kind of messaging is fundamental function of that messenger service. But what if you can control your refrigerator or air conditioner, gas, outdoor by using your smartphone, KakaoTalk app, something like that? They are mobile-based smart housing management service, right? So this kind of thing can be developed by developers, but not just computer science majors, okay? I mean, someone who can do some coding. You can do that. My point is, even if you don't know nothing about computer coding, Python coding, Java coding, or something, what we need is good demand. In other words, domain-specific purposes, or domain-specific demand, domain-specific needs, okay? We need to figure out this one exactly, something new or something necessary at first, and then we can try to develop something. Compared to the past, nowadays, even you don't know anything about computing languages, sometimes platform providers provide us very, very intelligent tool in order to make your own software, your own app. That's sort of new environment nowadays. But anyway, that's kind of some different story. My point is, for making your own domain-specific demand based upon your own demand, needs, purposes, you need to think about your new services using those AID platforms. If you have something design related services and so on, something like that. So in a nutshell, we have infrastructure and we have lots of available computing platforms. Your new and useful services, needs, demand, own purposes, totally domain specific, okay? It's okay, your domain is some different thing from design, from building or something. If you are interested in some marketing things or business strategy things, that's fine. If you're interested in some product design, graphical design, game design, totally fine, okay? Important thing is your own domain specific knowledge based something. That's the point. So nowadays, of course, we are talking about infrastructure for digital. We are talking about AI platform plus your domain knowledge. If your interested domain related is something design domain, and then that's AID platform, okay? Your AI-based new and useful service can be created. This is sort of bigger drawing, okay? Bigger drawing about your final project. Of course, your final project going to be very tiny, yet something useful outcome you can show me. But in a bigger picture, we can say that this one, your AI-based new and useful service can be created by using those existing platforms. Okay, that's the point. Very important. Actually, I told you again and again the importance of domain knowledge. Again, importance of domain knowledge. Eventually, the contents of machine learning will be important because we know that garbage in, garbage out. Computers, even if we are dealing with some advanced AI technologies and design using AI, something like that, AID, but basically computers are dumb, okay? They don't know anything. If you not doing anything, if you didn't teach anything to your computers just dummies, okay? They cannot do anything. But relatively, they can calculate much faster than human being. Very limited tasks, limited memory, something very faster than human being generally, but basically it's not general AI we can reach nowadays. That means even if you are using supercomputers, if you didn't train the computers in appropriate way, that supercomputer cannot do anything. Okay, that's simply garbage in, garbage out. Okay, I introduced you this one quickly before. One important discovery, one important finding from this case is domain knowledge still important. Think about that, the armchair case. What if I placed some totally different image in armchair supervised learning category? What if I placed tables or cat images in chair images? It's totally wrong, right? So wrong data based training going to show you really bad precision and bad result. Okay, that's very simple theory. Just simply imagine that now you teach 4-year-old your younger brother, younger sister, to show him or show her, okay, this picture is sun, this picture is star, this picture is moon, something like that. Very easy, right? But what if you show her something totally different picture? For example, show him some Facebook images or logos and tell him something totally different keyword, let her know something different. Anyway, in that way, if you feed something wrong data, the wrong output going to be created, even by very fast supercomputers. That's the point, okay? That is why in AI era, what we need is good and amount of many data. This is so-called big data, okay? Without good data, we cannot expect good result, good output. That's very important thing, okay? We are going to show you this one in exercise, but as a glimpse for that, Eastern interior design style images, Western interior images. Where we get this from? For example, Korean Cultural Heritage Administration, Japanese, and RIBA, Royal Institute of British Architects. Very professional images, which means experts checked images one by one, okay? Nothing garbages here. So very good data. In other words, what if you study totally wrong written textbook for preparing a certain type of exam or something? Can you get good result? I don't think so, right? But what if you got some 5-star textbooks and you studied very hard using that textbook? Your result? Probably very good score. We can anticipate. That's natural, okay? No doubts. Same. What if I feed something totally amateurs, something student level, just interior design 101 level images, category, and feed for training? That AI, that intelligent AI machine, even if it's only understand Eastern and Western design style, anyway, outputs also very dummy, because garbage in, garbage out, okay? So these are the image example. We are going to take a look at this one in exercise. So let me quickly move. Deep learning frameworks. Okay, this one is the first one we are going to take a look at. With Google Colab is actually the platform, okay, you are going to use. TensorFlow is one of the well-made accumulated image detection algorithm, okay. It's not just for image detection, but mostly we are going to use some image detection, image recognition part from TensorFlow. It's not easy to define TensorFlow. Someone say it's a library, it's an application, or it's also one type of platform. But anyway, that's fine. Anyway, this one is running by itself on the PC, Mac. But this one also running on top of Google Colab, because Google implanted this one in Colab, so we can freely use this TensorFlow. So image recognition purposes, we can reuse this one for your project development. But no worries, in this week we are going to use this one using existing data or given data from us. You can reuse them for making your own AI training model. Microsoft Azure, this one is very powerful for in the perspective of data science. So we are going to take a look at how to build your own prediction model. Prediction model using, for example, US census data. Based upon US census data, it's several hundreds, thousands of rows we have. So feed that data to your own as an engine, as a platform, and this one understands that data analysis using deep learning algorithm, and then you can use, okay, now I have those existing debris of data. Anticipate me. What's this? And then this one, Microsoft Azure Machine Learning, gonna answer you. Okay? That kind of demonstration, that's what we are going to do in this week or next week. Okay? Dialogflow for chatbot, making chatbot. You can train your Dialogflow engine so that you can make your own chatbot. Okay, this chatbot is supposed to be knowledgeable to something. What if you are going to make a chatbot for pizza delivery? This chatbot is supposed to understand what is pizza and how many pizza menus and how much them and how to pay them, something like that. That kind of things supposed to be trained on top of existing chatting engine. So Dialogflow is very, very easy to use, yet powerful tool for making this kind of chatbot. So this one probably next week's the first topic, but anyway, another extension for this kind of platform, AI computing platform study. Okay. Anyway, please take a look at that given exercise movies so that you can figure out what's that, and it's going to be yours. You can make your own training engine, training model, so-called AI engine for your domain specific purposes. Okay, that's very important. Thank you.